The legendary Steve Jobs once said that the most powerful person in the world is a storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values and agenda of an entire generation that is to come. And it makes sense. Us humans are truly moved by stories we can relate to and are inspired by. I remember as a kid watching Toy Story and actually believing my toys had feelings and personalities. Even now, after reading books like Steve Jobs' autobiography, I get endless inspiration for my creative work. But I think he's wrong. I think there's someone more powerful than a storyteller. Someone who is able to manipulate the raw format of a story and bend the perception of the viewer to his will. And it's the editor. More specifically, since visual content is the most popular format, the video editor. It is he who decides what ends up in the final cut of a story, and in a sense, he who controls the full narrative. That sounds like complete power to me. Complete power, which was unfortunately used on me by the editors of Netflix. Allow me to tell you where this all started. I believe that everyone is familiar with Netflix's Squid Game series, so I won't give that a further introduction. However, Netflix also did a reality TV version of the series. In the reality TV version, one person will actually win $4.56 million and the other 455 players won't die. How fortunate. In the first episode of this series, players start off by playing red light, green light. Throughout the episode, the camera keeps cutting to shots of a timer, which started off with a countdown of 5 minutes. This would imply that the players have a mere 5 minutes to get to the other side and win the game. Seems quite easy to me. I could do that for sure. How can people even get eliminated during this game? Run as fast as you can on green and stand still like a statue on red. It's only 5 minutes. It can't be that hard, right? I remember watching this girl turn to a squatting position as soon as the game turned to red light.
Why did I squat?
At this point, the timer showed there were roughly 2 minutes left. Obviously me, in full judgmental mode, was furious after seeing her give up in what felt like 30 seconds.
Oh my god, it hurts so bad. I give up. We can't do it.
Turns out, I was totally wrong. The fast cuts and timer manipulated me into thinking this is the easiest game ever. Even player 432, one of the participants who happens to be an athlete as well, had this to say when he got asked what the hardest challenge was out of all of them.
Red light, green light. It just took way too much effort. You know, I didn't think I was gonna have to give that much effort. Thank God I used to play sports, is all I can say.
The game apparently lasted for roughly 7 hours instead of 5 minutes, and players had to stand still for upwards of 40 minutes. On top of that, since the show was filmed during winter in London, the weather was freezing. But none of this made it to the final cut of the show. So when I found out, I was mind blown and I felt manipulated. Turns out, this wouldn't be the only time I'd be fooled by Netflix and its editors. Allow me to introduce you to player 198. Even though he did not get a lot of screen time, there was a significant scene in which other players decided to steal the food he won.
No way. No way. No. Whoa.
After watching this, I felt bad for the guy, to say the least. Was he bullied by other players? Did he even get to eat some of the food at all? Besides this unfortunate event, he also got into an altercation with the bully of the show. Former athlete and player 432, aka Brighton Constantine.
Hey, please stop crying, bro. Jesus Christ. Who was snoring? I never snored. Your big ass nose. You gonna tell me what a push-up is, or you gonna come do it with me? Ew, bro, y'all are actually low-key kind of disgusting. Like, this is actually disgusting. Like, how stupid can y'all actually be? Oh my God, she's out there bawling, crying. For what? Control your emotions. This is not a game of sympathy at all. Y'all crazy. Y'all didn't say none of that shit whenever y'all was to my face, though.
This guy looks like he's been pulled straight out of Love Island or something. And of course, he had to pick on the underdog.
I will snap your ass over my knee. Do it. If I come down there, will you run? Okay. I don't run now. Look, let me tell you something. Come here. No, I'm not touching you. Don't touch me. I'm not touching you. If you call me a frat boy again, I won't put my hands on you, because I won't. All right. But when we get off this bitch, I might. Okay? All right, frat boy, cool.
Now this scene is just wonderful. To me, it seemed like a reality TV version of David versus Goliath. The big bully versus the underdog. The underdog finally deciding to say something back without any repercussions. Turns out I was totally wrong once again. Player 198, real name Husnain Asif, apparently is a famous TikToker. And not just any TikToker. Nah, he's the kind that just messes around with people on the streets and ruins their day. So for one, he decided to bump an old man into a tower of champagne bottles. And he also thought it was fun to ruin a proposal for his TikTok video.
Excuse me, do you know how I get a Walmart? From here, yeah. I'm from the UK, I don't know how. Wrong fucking time, wrong time. Huh? Wrong time. Why? Oh.
And he runs around New York and tells people that Santa isn't real.
Hey, it's Christmas in New York. And remember kids, Santa isn't real. He's not. Google it. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock.
During filming of the reality show, his behavior was apparently so bad that various participants had to make remarks on his behavior.
I'm actually really surprised they didn't show this in the game, but there were a lot of disgusting remarks that he would say against women. He just seemed really misogynistic and he was just rude. He liked to stir the pot. But I think for me personally, if I had the chance to eliminate someone in the game, it would have been 198 just because of all the remarks he was saying against women. Like, no one wants to be around that energy.
I already didn't like this guy, but I had been very verbal about why I didn't like this guy. I had told him to his face. I had told the people who asked me why. I just simply couldn't trust him. I just wanted nothing to do with him anymore at that point. I'm the type of person, I'll give you a chance, but once you prove me wrong, I'm not going to try it again.
A real menace. He's gonna love this because he wants to be a menace. I think he was doing too much. He was mocking people's accents, which threw me off the roof. I was like, what the fuck is the guy doing? But yeah, just overall, even these eyes, please get it off.
I was simply flabbergasted. So here I am. I literally got fooled by Netflix not once, but twice in the first 3 episodes. I can't just allow that to happen, right? Of course not. So I knew I had to dive deeper into the manipulative tactics video editors use to change the narrative and manipulate us. Whatever it takes, I cannot afford to be fooled like this again. Actually, I'll do them one even better. I might even start using some of these tactics myself in my videos. That said, let's start off with level 1 of video manipulation. Controlling the narrative. This might be both the most important and most used one, and I think YouTuber Ali Abdaal explains perfectly why on his podcast with Ryan Holiday.
I've made like 700 plus YouTube videos in my time, and I know that recording it always feels like a total shit show where I'm making so many mistakes and there's so much like crap in it.
Sure.
But I've done it enough times that I know the final product's going to be good because our editor's amazing.
Sure.
We'll chop out all the crap and we'll make it look amazing. But then when beginner YouTubers see the final result, and then they see themselves recording and suddenly they're spluttering and swearing all the time. And you never see that raw, uncut version of a YouTuber's first take. You only see the final product.
I personally can relate to this a lot. As I was starting off with making videos, I made so many mistakes while talking to the camera. I would just look at videos of YouTubers like Ali and think, how did they get here? Why does it feel like he's actually having a conversation with me? Turns out it is pretty straightforward and every single creator uses it, even when you don't realize it. You just cut out all the noise, all the bad takes, the spelling mistakes, the non-confident camera footage. You just decimate it all like Uncle Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet. The final product of this is of course that the viewers will see perfect footage with no errors or spelling mistakes. Even if you've made a lot of those mistakes behind the scenes, the viewer will never find out because all of that footage has been left out. Easy, right? I agree. That's why it's level 1. Now let's move on to level 2. Controlling the emotions. So, how do you make a person feel sad during a scene, or happy, or intrigued? And can we do this without any words? To answer those questions, allow me to play you 3 scenes, and after each scene, pause the video and think about how it made you feel. If the first scene made you feel like I was in love, the second one made you feel like I was mourning, and the third scene made you feel joy, that means it worked. It's called the Kuleshov effect. And to explain it in simple, non-cinematography terms, the Kuleshov effect makes us interpret emotions or feelings by bringing 2 scenes together, even though they might not be related at all. The footage of me staring into the camera was in all 3 scenes the exact same. However, all 3 scenes made you think that I was feeling different emotions, which depended on the scene that I showed right after. And you can combine the Kuleshov effect with some matching sound design, just like I did, to highlight those emotions even more. You now know how video editors successfully manipulate your emotions. You're welcome. Let's move on to level 3. What was the story I just told here? Correct. The circle of human life. I did that without using any words. Even better, none of the scenes are related to each other. Your subconscious tried to make sense out of those scenes by asking questions, which I then answered by showing the following scene, which then in turn creates a story. Why am I seeing a baby? Oh, she's grown up now. Why am I seeing a high school? Oh, that means she's old enough to enter high school. Oh, whoa, college already? An office job. That means she must have graduated by now. And she's getting married and they're having a baby. Aha, the circle of life. You can control the narrative of a story even without using any words, by simply making a montage that shows progression. See, individually, these shots don't say much, but together, viewers will try to make sense out of the footage thanks to our beautiful subconscious, without even realizing it. Such a montage is actually a collection of shots but gets meaning by being placed together. Now think about how, for example, Netflix would use this to manipulate its viewers. They could, for example, only show player 198, which was the underdog, react to whatever the bully, aka player 432, was saying to him. What they might leave out, however, is everything that 198 said beforehand to provoke the bully. Even worse, their conflict might have even lasted for hours instead of the 30 seconds we got to see. And that, honestly, sounds like complete manipulation to me. Hello?
Jason, stop what you're doing right now.
Why?
They're not ready for level 4 yet. They will become more powerful than me with the Infinity Stones. It's too early.
Alright, got it.
When the student is ready, the teacher appears. They'll have to subscribe and wait.
Yeah, that's true. You know what to do. Thank you for watching.
Don't make me come for you. Subscribe right now.